Verse 383. When the mind is bound up with error and appearance, discrimination is set in motion. Suchness is no other than discrimination, and discrimination is no other than appearance. So when the mind is bound up with error and appearance, this is described previously as the false imagination and relativity. Error is the false imagination, is how we imagine things to be. It's how we imagine the world to be. It's how we imagine our relationship with that world to be. It's how we imagine ourselves to be. And appearance is this world which presents itself to us. It seems to have different parts in it which relate to each other. This is relativity. There seems to be an interconnected panorama presenting itself to us. And so within that panorama, we try and work out how things relate to each other. If I'm nice to that person and do what they want, I'll get some food. Or maybe sex. If I do this, if I put these materials together, I can get a house, I can build a dwelling. Or I can go and get a job and earn some money from my house. There's a whole network of relations going on. And this is the process of discrimination which is set in motion. Now, as enlightenment practitioners, we have the opportunity of stepping back from all of this to what is sometimes described as suchness. This is the attention when it's not involved in discrimination. It might not sound very much. It's transcendental. In other words, it's got nothing to do with the world. It's transpersonal. In other words, it's got nothing to do with personal psychology. It's awareness. It brings us back to our original sense of being. It's got nothing to do with the discriminating mind. But this phrase here, in the second part of this verse, is a bit of a shock. It says suchness is no other than discrimination. It makes you wonder if there's a typing mistake here or a translation error. Because suchness has got nothing to do with discrimination. So how can this make any kind of sense? Well, let's read the rest of the verse. It says discrimination is no other than appearance. So suchness is therefore no other than appearance. Now we must be careful when we're practicing that we don't set up this tension between me here as a spiritual practitioner and all this stuff that's going on, or apparently going on. In the last few verses I've been talking about embracing everything. I sometimes talk about stepping back, but there's a feeling here that you're maybe painting yourself into a corner or getting pinned against a wall. We must be careful about this. It's the opposite. The nature of awareness is that it is space for everything. So to appreciate this awareness, it's about accepting everything, absolutely everything. we become this acceptance. So perhaps it'd be better to say, instead of suchness is discrimination, suchness is acceptance. It's the acceptance of everything that appears to be happening. And it certainly isn't a passive thing. This kind of acceptance is an active practice. So we never recoil from anything. We become bigger than everything. Suchness isn't some little snug hole that you can burrow into. Suchness is vast. And I'll probably be saying more about this in the next video, in the next verse. But it's something that we take out into the world. It's something that we practice in all the situations that are presented to us. So it's rather like the samadhi, which is described as Maya-like. Samadhi and Maya are two different things. So how can a samadhi be Maya-like? What this is emphasizing is that we are not sitting in some retreat, some little nook that we've carved out for ourselves, away from everything. What it's pointing out is that everyday life is the arena of our practice. Everyday life is Maya, and it's continually presenting us with opportunities for realization, for samadhi. So in this way, suchness is no other than discrimination. Because discrimination leads to suchness if we are an enlightenment practitioner. Discrimination is the opportunity to realize suchness. And we do this by embracing everything, or by realizing that we actually already are in our absolute nature embracing everything.